it's me again, and as promised I said I'd bring you an extra little video this week, and this is what it's going to be. It's another piece of ephemera that goes into this little journal that I gave you a quick breeze through of the other day. So I'm hoping to make this with you now, which is a lovely flat piece of ephemera that is really quick and easy to make. So let's follow along and see what you need to do, and let's make one of these. Now, hi guys, so if you remember at Christmas time, I made a little foldable box like this, if you remember, that opened up and you could put goodies inside for Christmas. So what I did was, and I had this little piece that slid over, and this was a great piece of ephemera, great for putting money into or vouchers at Christmas time, and I really loved how these turned out. So that was the one I did for Christmas. But with using a paper bag, I realized I had this little piece over, and I wanted to turn it into something very similar. So I turned it into something very similar with very little effort. And you can put all sorts of little bits into the bottom of that. So this is going to be another really quick little project that we'll be able to use, and all of this is going towards this journal that I'm making. Right, back onto the bags again. Now I have got these lunch bags over here, and I think I measured it was 5 1/4 inches. No, 5 1/4 inches that way. So let's just make doubly sure. Yeah, it's 5 1/4, 5 1/8 of an inch that way, and in centimeters that is just short of 13 centimeters, and this way is 27.5 centimeters, or 10 3/4 of an inch in length. All right, so this is what I use to make my journals, and when I was doing this, I had a shorter page that goes in there, and while I was doing that, I wanted this piece off, so I slid in my ruler like this, and I took my knife, and I just needed to lift that up a bit, and while I was at it, I just had to cut this off like that. Okay, and then I used this piece in my journal, and I was left with this piece here. So I had a look at this piece when I was finished, and I thought to myself, I'm sure this has got potential, because as I was messing around with it, I thought, oh, that looks similar to what I did at Christmas. So I hung on to it, and I thought, let me have a little play with this, which I did. So what I've got here is the goodies to make this nice flat piece of ephemera, and it really is flat, look at that. And I thought, well, that would make a beautiful addition. Now you could also make a band and put it around here if you wanted to. That could work as well, and we probably do that, but I want to show you how I went about doing that. So I've got my little piece like this, and I cut out 2 bits to cover these bits over here, which are like this. All right, so that's just a case of measuring with the paper that you need like that, and it'll go on like that, and the same on the other side. Now for some reason with my bag, this one's slightly wider, and then what I did was I cut 2 pieces, one to go on the inside and one to go on the back, the underside over here, like that. So I've got those 2 pieces as well. All right, so but what I need to do first of all is just trim these up so that they are even, because they're not always even. So when you open it up like that, you want to make sure that that is pretty even. Okay, now on this side I can see, when I open it up, you can see there's a bit of a lip there, and all I'm going to do is take my scissors like that, and this is a bit tricky, but just be careful and take your time, and just trim off anything that you see is an overhang and not quite straight. Okay, so it just means taking your time to do that. All right, so that it does meet and is nice and flat in the center like that. All right, now that might take a few attempts, but just have a go at it and see how you go. So here's, for example, there's a little bit that needs to just get taken off, and I think for the most part that side's all right. And I think here's another little one over here, and I think for the most part that's all right as well. Okay, so there we go. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to just stick down these little bits onto the top of this, like this. I hope you guys are all well. I'm feeling so much better now. Thank you for all the lovely wishes you gave me on the weekend. It was so sweet of you. It made me feel better immediately. Yeah, so I do appreciate all your kind wishes and words. Thank you guys. You're just amazing, all of you. You really are. And I feel so blessed. Right, I'm going to stick this one down over here now. Alright, so we want to be fast because this glue is not loving. It doesn't give you second chances. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same, just getting a little bit of distress ink for the other piece. Now, I made the mistake at the start when I made the first one to cut these both the same, but just make sure, because you know, before you cut it, because as I said, this one seems to be wider in both cases, so I did need to cut them separately, so that's important to note. All right, so just be mindful of that, otherwise you'll have one that's just too narrow and you don't want to be wasting paper. Right, so there we go. And again, I'm just going to be mindful of where I stick this down, like that. Okay, so we've got that all done now. So that's the top. I'm going to do the back, so just turn that over, and again, just going to give this a quick little distress ink very quickly. Like that. Okay, and this can just get stuck down on the bottom there like that. So again, I'm just going to take my glue, my art glitter glue, which I love, and I'm going to just get that all glued down. I'm very excited about getting started on the reference journal for the exciting envelope, so I hope you guys are too. I've had phenomenal feedback already and we haven't even made it, so I hope you're going to like what I'm going to do as for the reference journal. Right, now what we want to do is we want to stick this on the inside like this. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we want to open this up. So it gets a bit tricky now. I'm going to just put this in there for the moment. No, that might do some damage. I want to keep it open while I get this glue on. And I'm going to be sticking this into the base there just to make it a little bit prettier than it is. So, right, so now we want to grip this. Take out that, and you know this art glitter glue, as I said, it's not very forgiving, so you want to make sure that your paper does fit before you stick it down, which I haven't done. Okay, and then just run your fingers over there like that. Okay, so there's the base covered. All right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my washi tape, and I've just taken one out of the box there quickly. And what I did was, with this one, is stick on some washi tape like that, only because the paper is pretty thin, and I was very mindful that this might tear. So I just put some glue on the washi tape and stuck it in, and then as I went and stuck it down, I squashed each corner like that. And that gave it the bend that it needed. Alright, so I'm going to do that. I'll probably speed this up, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Alright, so let's first work out the size of the washi tape, which is the start. Right, so you can do that by closing this up. So let's do that first of all. And then we can just put it down there and use my scissors to cut the length first of all. So that will be like that. Right, so what I want to do is I want to open this up. Let's just make sure that this is fine. It is. And then what I did was I put the glue straight on here, just because it would be easier with the washi tape curling and the glue. And you know what, this glue's, as I said, it sticks so quick, so you've got to be awake. And then I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to get it as close to the top edge as I possibly can. Okay, all the way across like that. There we go. Now if you've got any bit that's just slightly too long, this is a good time to try and cut that off. Right, there we go. And the same here, so anything that's maybe a bit too long, like that. Right, so there's the one side. So now just bend it in a bit, and you can see the fold of the line there where it wants to go. Just squeeze it like that, and the same on that side. Just go to the point and squeeze it, and it'll close. It'll close again. Right, so there's that one. So we'll just push that out for a moment, and then you're going to do exactly the same here. Okay, and then we'll stick this one down again as close to the top as you possibly can. And now that I'm sticking this on, I can see that this one is quite a skew at the top there. Oops, this one's come off a bit. So we just stick that down. There we go. Like that. There we go. So again, just follow your finger to the fold line. Give it a good squeeze. And the same with this side. So just follow your finger to the center point, and then just pinch it there like that, and that will give it the position. There we go. It is fiddly, but it gets there in the end. Once you've done this, you won't have to do it again. Right. Okay, so there's it's nice and firm on the fold line itself. So there we go. So I'm quite happy with that. Now you can see any extra washi tape that you have over here can be cut off like that, and that side is fine. Okay. Right, now what I did was I had a little card that I cut off from one of the ephemera pieces in the good book. So we want to just, I think I've just got this stuck a bit oddly there. Let me just get that right. I think it's the base card that I have I had a bit skewed, but there we go. Just use your bone folder to get it where you need it to be, and give it a nice burnish to make sure that those lines are folded nice and smoothly like that. There we go. Right, so that's ready to go just about. Now what I did here was I've got the little card, as I said, and then what I did was I cut another little piece here to go on the underside here before I stick it down. So what I did was I needed a piece of card, So I just want to grab these here. Okay, so I've just got some card here, and I'm going to just stick this on here first of all. Stick it right across here like that. So there we go. We've got that all sorted. And then we can just cut that out. I do use a lot of this packaging, and I think I'm very lucky because we have this, we use recycled packaging, so you get this beautiful cream color, which I love, underneath. So I just want to cut that off there, and then I will end up stitching around that in a minute. But all I want to do now is be very mindful of the side I want to put this on. So I'm going to have it on this side here. It doesn't matter which side you're going to have it. So that means I want to stick this extra piece over here. Now you don't have to stick on an extra piece. You know, you don't. But I think for me, I just like the idea of having it patterned underneath. And I had these extra scraps, so why not? Alright, so I'm going to just give this a little bit of a distress. And if you're wanting to, which is what I'm going to do now, I will just stitch around the edge here quickly. You don't have to do that, of course. So I will meet you back here, and we will then finish off the rest of this. Okay, so I have stitched around there. I'm quite happy with how that has turned out. It's nice and firm now, so that's good. And this is going to be the little sort of lever to open up our whole box. Okay, so we want to stick it onto the one side here like that, just the one side. So it's a case of going just beyond halfway with our glue. So this is the side I want down, that's the side I want to glue. So let's get this, it's about this mark here, and then we just put a lot of glue on there like that and get it quite close to the edge, so it's going to stick down really nicely as well. Okay, so now we want to lift it all first, find the middle. Okay, let's press this down, and we want to get this gauge in it here like that, and that's about it. And then oops, I lifted it up a bit too soon, so like that. And then I just want to make sure that I don't stick the other side down. So I'm just lifting my fingers up like that. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so that looks nice and neat on the underside as well now. And that looks great on the inside there as well. Yeah? Okay, so we've got that bit done. Now what I want to do is, I'm going to put a band on this one, I think, just to make it a little bit different to the one I made before. This is optional, and I've just taken a scrap of paper here. So it's about just over an inch, I think. Yeah, it's about 1.5 inches, but it could be even narrower. But I'm just folding that over like that, and I'm not going to make it too tight because you want to be able to slide this off. So if we just put some glue on the end there and stick that down like that, then you've got a band that's easy to remove, she says. Right, so it will be, I'm just gonna, my hands are all slippery now. Right, so there we go. You can easily slide that on and off like that. All right, so we'll leave that like that. And then what I've got is, I had a butterfly, so move that slightly lower. I'm going to stick the butterfly just up the top there like that, and you don't want to go beyond this bit there. So I'm going to try and get it just like that. and stick that at the top. I love these butterflies, and you know I love butterflies. Can't go wrong with a beautiful butterfly, can you? So I want to do that just at the top there like that. Okay, so we've got that stuck down. And I have a word, and I'm not sure if I want to use the word. I'm not sure if that's not too big. I think I want a smaller label. So let's see, something smaller. Something smaller in here. Yeah, there we go. That'll do it. Oh, it's the same as the one I had. So I'm going to just stick that on there, and I think that'll be enough for this. Okay, so we just get that stuck down over here like that. Okay, so we're done. So the last thing is I've just put a few bits of ephemera that I've cut up, some tickets, some bingo cards like that, and I'm going to put these in the middle here. So we're just going to slide that off. We're going to lift up the flap like that. We're going to pop in the little goodies you want to hide in there. Hide some money, you know, for that unsuspecting person. And then we're going to slide back on our little band, if we can get it back on, that is. All right, so let's battle along with this. Because as I said, I just love to make things difficult for myself. There we go. All right, so there we have it. 2 versions of that. So as promised now, I'm going to just put that to the side. I'm going to just take one of these and let's take this one. And I'll show you quickly the rest of this little journal, a quick little flip through. So we've got this front, which is beautifully layered, as I said to you, with all the doily. I found a little vintage doily and all these bits on there, lots of layers. And we have a little pocket in here with one of our little cards. There we've got some little bit we made the last time in that pocket. We've got another little pocket here with a beautiful card, and these are from those layered pieces I showed you, the scrappy bits we made. I've got another little pocket over here with some more pieces, and I've layered that with that. Beautiful, I love those. Some gorgeous cards in here, also from Calico Collage. They go into that tuck spot, and then I've got a beautiful booklet that I've made over here. Just look at that. Lots of writing that you can do in there. Another, and in the middle of this I've got the reading pages that I made a little pocket in there like that. So these just go into this bit over here, and I think I've missed a piece, but there's another one over there. And some more writing space, lots of writing space here. Another tuck spot, a little pocket, and this is where this is going to go in there that we made today. So that goes in there, and you can see there's plenty of space in there. And we've just got another little spot with some more cards, another little one of these with another little card that we've made. And at the back here, a nice pocket as well. These are all those tags that we were making with the scraps. All right, so you've got all of that there. And at the back, I've then got another little tuck spot here that I've made. And in there, I made a little envelope, and it's filled with lots of little bits that you can add and decorate your pages while you are journaling. So that's what I've done with that one. And that just tucks in over there. Okay. So there's that little journal. So, as I said, if you're wanting to see how I made this, let me know in the comments below, and I will most definitely be happy to share that with you. It was such a lovely project to make. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I just love all the lace and pieces and layering that go on in here. All right, so thank you everybody. Let me know what you think, and go on ahead and make some of these. Great for vouchers, money, gift cards as well, and they go so nicely in the post, and such a lovely way to receive it, especially if you put a band and a nice happy birthday message or special occasion message as well. Very similar to what I shared with you at Christmas time. Okay. So guys, thank you so much as always. I do so appreciate you spending time and all your comments. I really do mean that. And I look forward to seeing you the very next time, and get excited because I hope to have that reference journal or make a start on that so we can get going with our exciting envelopes. All right, so thank you guys. I love you all. Bye bye.